What is up, everybody? It's your boy Rogue here. So, in today's video, I'm going to give you guys my heavily requested Nationals Hero deck list. Now, for you guys that are new to the channel, I screwed up Nationals. I went X41. However, a lot of you guys still wanted to see the list I played because you guys respect my opinion on the Hero deck, which is pretty dope. And also, you guys just want to see my theory about the deck going into the event. So, with all that being said, let's get into it. Without further ado, let's begin. Starting off a little unorthodox. I'm gonna start off with the actual Destiny Hero package. So one plasma. I went back to plasma for this event because I realized how good it was. Again, against certain matchups like Dragon Link, it could be a blowout card, taking different monsters, shutting off their floodgates. And I wanted to have a play to make if I open up Fusion Destiny and nothing else. Because with Fusion Destiny, you can open up. That's literally one card gives you DP plasma. So plasma at one. One denier, staple. Two Mally, staple. No need to explain these. Two Vion versus three. Some players like three. I like two because I feel like the third. If I have to go to a third Vion, I'm already in a losing position. So it's kind of like unnecessary in my opinion. Two increase. I like the two. I don't like one because I draw one a lot. Maybe because I run two, and when I tested one, it just you're done. Like, cause the thing about increase is if you open up increase, your deck is shut off, essentially. You can't play, you can't combo how you want, you can't do a lot of your different intricacies. So if you open up the one, you're just gonna lose. So you run two, so if you open up one, at least you have another floating in your deck. And I like this ratio. Every rare once in a blue moon, like at Nationals and towards the when I got my third loss, game three, I opened up two increase when I went first, and it was game over from there because I bricked. Like, and then yesterday at locals, same thing. Game three, double increase. It rarely happens. It's like a 2% chance of it happening, but when it does, it's kind of like all over. Your hand's gonna be really terrible. Three Ferris because best combo starter in the deck. This next to Hero Lives and Fusion Destiny is usually game. One of Dust to go because I love Malicious Bane package. It's a searchable Regeki that's indestructible. So why wouldn't you play it in my opinion? Two Shadow Mist because three is too money, one is too little, two is just right. I think most hero players agree on that. The one Liquid Soldier for the combos, one Honest Neos. I'm seeing some hero players cut it. I still like it for the OTK aspect. A lot of the times it can help Malicious Bane blow up monsters that's stronger than 3K. And on top of that, just a good card just to help push for damage. I've always ran one. I've never not liked it, so which is why I'm keeping it in. And three Stratos to run out the monsters. Some people run two. I think everyone's agreeing with three now. It's just good. Popping back rows, searching, best, one of the best summons in the deck. So yeah, you hear a little Stratos, full combo. One card by the grave, two Fusion Destiny. Like I said, one card, everything. So I'm not gonna explain everything because you guys know what Fusion Destiny does. One Dark Calling for the Dust of Gold. One Miracle, Poly. I went back to two E-Calls and Rhoda versus Hand Traps because my theory going into the event, I want to go first. I figured I wouldn't lose every die roll. I'll win some die rolls. Unfortunately, I lost every single die roll in the event, which is why I believe I went X41. Like, literally, I was going to game three a lot if you guys watching my vlog. And just because they went first, they set up board. And even though I sided in my hand traps like Nibiru or Rolling Like Bird, I didn't draw them and I didn't open up my droplets. So it was just very unfortunate. I went second all day, but for what it's worth, I can definitely tell you guys out of the one time me bricking at the nationals and the one time me bricking at locals, this deck with these three cards alongside everything else, I rarely brick. Like, yeah, every once in a while you'll open up a hand of like Poly, Miracle Fusion, Call by the Grave, and freaking Honest Neos, but that's really rare. You have to be super unlucky to like just to have a bricking hand like that. But literally, there's been hands where I open up something similar to that, but E-Call saved me. So I like it. I wouldn't change this for this go first build. Like I said, this deck is specifically go first. It can play going second if you open a droplet or a triple tax. However, depending on what matchup you're playing against, you're gonna have a hard time going second. A lot of the times you can beat Sword Soul going second, which is saying a lot because the deck typically struggles against the Sword Soul matchup. However, depending on the deck, like I said, if you're playing against like Punk Therion, you're probably gonna lose going second, depending on if you open up the droplet or not. But yeah, I love it. I rarely brick with this build, so plus these are easy cards to side out. Triple Hero Lives because it's amazing. Triple tax. Man, for Nationals, this is amazing. I don't know what I'm going to do with it next format because we have the splice and everything come out. I know what the Swipe deck does. I know it spans totally awesome. I might go back to Super Poly if you guys are wondering. That way I can bring out Ab Zero and just beat over their field. However, as of right now, I'll worry about the splice when they get here. Triple Tack is just still good. Snatch a monster. I mainly run it because of the hand trap snatching ability. You can look in your opponent's hand, take a card, and shuffle it back into the deck. That won me my round one matchup against Dragon Link. It was just a blowout card, honestly. So one of the best cards in the deck. It can just steal you games because mostly everyone in the current format is running multiple hand traps. So if you're gonna get hand trap one time, just eat it. So that way you can just take out their second hand trap. And if they have a third one, you just SOL. So nevertheless, it put in work. The times I did draw, I didn't hate it. And even at locals right now, when I draw it, I love it. So 3 mass change, I'm loving it. Best ratio. I usually side one out when I'm going second, just because I need to put in more cards. So yeah, 3 mass change, no exceptions. And ran off my spell trap lineup. Well, I just ran spells. 3 forbidden droplet, one of the best cards in the deck. There's never been a time I opened a droplet and was mad. I do typically side it out when I'm going specifically first. Because like obviously I want to set up Dark Law, DPE, Plasma, etc. And with Plasma, this is kind of like irrelevant. However, you mainly main decking for those times you do go second. Because I found myself, the reason why I don't run hand traps in this build, I found myself opening hand traps and like Ash Blossom my opponents or Imperm my opponents, and it did nothing. Now I know some decks can like Ash Blossom and Imperm the opponent, and maybe they can come back depending on the deck. However, I found in my own personal playtesting, especially at the last regionals I went to before this national event, I'll Ash Blossom my opponent, they'll still play through Ash. I'll Imperm the opponent, they'll still play through the Imperm. So I just decided to cut all the hand traps, run the cards that matter, and like I said, the deck was good. I still think the deck is good. Went X1 at one locals with it, and I've been consistently going X2 at locals, but that's just heroes in a nutshell because like a lot of people in my locals know how to play against this deck. They know to Ash Blossom the increase versus Ash Blossoming the freaking hero lives. And people in my locals do tech weird things like Ghost Ogres in the main and things like that. So I have a hard time with my locals playing this deck. However, when I do go to different shops or when I do go to regionals, with the exception of the last regional I went to when I was playing blind second heroes, but it's a whole other topic. This list and the hero deck in general, I typically do pretty good with. And yeah, but in like more rogue environments, you're gonna have a hard time versus meta environments. And like I said, this format was just hard to play in general. So let me get to the extra then the side, and I'm gonna close the video out. One Dread Decimator, 2 Cross Crusader. This is the best lineup. I go into 2 Cross Crusader a lot. Definitely good for the grind game. Wonder Driver is MVP. Resetting that poly, doing the DP combos consistently can give you DP Sunriser, which is a free draw too, which will allow you to draw into mass change, which you need a lot. Bane is goated. I'm always gonna run Bane until this deck dies, like if it ever dies. So Shining is good. I usually do Shining when my hand is not that great, and I need to recycle back my Stratos for the next turn. So I'll make Miracle Fusion, banish Stratos and or banish like a Shadow Mist and a Stratos. I'm sorry, banish Stratos and a like a Honest Neos, for example. Make him DPE, pop him, get those back, or just have it as a beater. I mean, it works. Trust me, guys, it works. A lot of the time you can reset the Miracle Fusion with Wonder Driver and just pop off him as well. Sunriser because it's a staple. I ran Dystopia for Nationals just to win in time. It never came up. Every time I was losing in times because it was on my opponent's turn. We had like 10 minutes left on the clock. Their turn took 7 minutes, and I had my back turned to the clock. So by the time I look at the clock, it's like 2 minutes left, and I'm like, well, I got something to lose. Because of course, when they're side decking, they're gonna stall until time is called, and yeah, that's a whole nother thing. Escurito, because when you get locked into the Fusion Destiny Darks, you need a card to bring out. Ab Zero, 2 Dark Laws, and Blast for the Stratos. You can mass change them. Baguska. This card put in so much freaking work, bro. I'm so glad I added it. Shout outs to the OCG players who started running Baguska, because that was the only reason I started running it. It's really good if you go first and your opponent's main deck can draw, or hell, even if you're going second and y'all going into game 2 and 3 and your opponent draws you It gives you, like, if you go Hero Live, search Stratos, go grab like another Stratos, for example, and they draw you some of that second Stratos or the Vion, whatever you search, made Baguska and just pass. Like literally, it won me my game one round three against Flunderies. He drove me. I made Baguska. He just scooped. He won game two and three because I didn't draw any of my hand traps against him. And then when I went first, I bricked. So kind of crappy, but it is what it is, man. And also, he drew the draw. He would draw the draw when I don't draw the draw. So 2/2 Twister for the side deck. Just for back row decks. And one Red Reboot for the back row decks. Dark Angel for Despias. Two Nibs for like Sora Soul, Rogue matchup, maybe the Hero Mirror. Never came up, never drew it. Three Token Collectors for Sora Soul. Three Dimensional Barriers for any Synchro Heavy deck or so. And three Drove because almost every deck in the meta loses the Drove. So pretty much, man, this is my hero deck profile in detail, the list I took to Nationals. Post your thoughts and opinions about it in the comment section down below. If you guys have any more questions or concerns about heroes, like if you guys want me to do like an updated combo tutorial, 500 likes, I'll do that for you guys. Or 2 super thanks, let me know. My next video I'm going to be dropping probably going to be a ban list prediction. So yeah, man, this is Rogue Hero, and I'm signing out. Peace and stay innovative, guys. Deuces.